Hello students, welcome back to the next module of this chapter. Today in this module we are going to discuss about a very important structure which is located or situated inside your kidneys, that is the nephron. So let's study the structure of nephron in this module. First of all, have a look on this beautiful diagram of nephron. So what is a nephron? Nephron is the basic structural and functional unit present in the kidneys. So as you know my friends, the kidney is performing a very important function, that is filtration of blood and removing the waste products. So this function is performed by the nephron, which is situated inside the kidneys. Now let's see more features of this nephron. A single nephron lengths about 3 centimeters. That's how small a single nephron is. And if you talk about the thickness or the diameter of this nephron, is about 20 to 60 micrometers. That's how thin a single nephron is. And if you observe, it is having a very thin wall structure and it is highly coiled. You can appreciate that in the diagram. And inside, the nephron is lined by single layer of epithelial cells. So which cells are present inside the nephron? They are having single layer of epithelial cells internally lining the nephron. And there are about 1 to 1.2 million nephrons in each single kidney. So that is a huge amount of nephron present in the kidneys, performing a very important function, that is filtration of blood. And if you see the proximal region of the nephron, it is blind. Moving ahead, as you know my friends, the kidney is divided in two sections, that is, one is the renal cortex and the medulla. And if you can observe this diagram, you can notice that some of the parts of the nephron are located in the cortex and some of the part is located in the medulla. The nephron is divided into two main parts, that is the Bowman's capsule and the renal tubule. So you can see a small green color capsule which is located inside the cortex, which is called as Bowman's capsule, and a renal tubule. You can see the highly coiled structure, the tubule-like structure, which is called as renal tubule. So the renal tubule, a highly coiled or tube-like structure, is divided in three parts. Okay, the three parts are, starting from the Bowman's capsule, it is the proximal convoluted tubule. So after the Bowman's capsule, the nephron continues as the proximal convoluted tubule. And the proximal convoluted tubules continues as into a U-shaped structure into the medulla, which is termed as the loop of Henle. So the PCT, that is the proximal convoluted tubule, continues as a U-shaped structure called as loop of Henle, which is situated inside the medulla. Now this loop of Henle once again comes into the cortex and forms the distal convoluted tubule, which is abbreviated as DCT. That was the part of the nephrons. Now let's see what is the blood supply of the nephron. You can see various blood vessels present going inside the nephron, coming out and forming a huge network which is superimposed over the nephron structure. Now let's start one by one. As you know my friends, the kidney is supplied by renal artery. Now, as the renal artery comes inside the kidney, it divides into various sections or various small arterioles. One of the arteriole is the afferent arteriole. Now, the afferent arteriole goes inside the Bowman's capsule. And if you observe inside the Bowman's capsule, you can see glomerulus, the tuft of the capillaries. You can see inside the Bowman's capsule, there is huge amount of capillary network present inside the Bowman's capsule, which is termed as glomerulus. Now, the glomerulus is formed by capillaries which are formed by division of the afferent arteriole. Now, this glomerular capillaries once again rejoins and comes out of the Bowman's capsule as the efferent arteriole. So, the incoming arteriole inside the Bowman's capsule is the afferent arteriole, and the arteriole which is exiting the Bowman's capsule is termed as the efferent arteriole. So, the efferent arterioles comes out the Bowman capsule and it redivides into capillary network, and this capillary network is superimposed over the nephron. As you can see, a huge network of capillaries which is superimposed over the nephron is called as the peritubular capillaries. Peri meaning the periphery and tubular meaning the tubule. So all the tubules are surrounded by capillary, which is called as peritubular capillaries. And mind this, my friends, this is a very important question, that the peritubular capillaries are formed by the division of the efferent arteriole. Now, after dividing into various capillaries, the peritubular capillaries becomes very straight. If you observe the peritubular capillaries over the loop of Henle, they are very straight, and this peritubular capillaries, which is straight located on the loop of Henle, is called as vasa recta. Vasa meaning blood vessel and recta meaning straight. So the peritubular capillaries, especially situated on the loop of Henle, is called as vasa recta, and the vasa recta continues as venule, and lot of venules from each of the nephron will join and form a renal vein. This is how the blood will exit out from the kidney as the renal vein. So this was all about the blood circulation inside the nephron. Now, as you can see, the outside section is called as the Bowman's capsule, and inside the Bowman's capsule you can see the glomerulus, which is formed by the capillaries. Now the glomerulus and the Bowman's capsule, they are collectively called as or termed as Malpighian body, or it can be also called as renal corpuscle, or it can be also called as Pygmalion corpuscle. So Bowman's capsule plus glomerulus is collectively termed as Malpighian body, renal capsule, or Pygmalion corpuscle. And here you can see the nephron. Along with the nephron, a small part of the nephron, which is called as the collecting tubule. So nephron, all the parts of the nephron plus a small part, that is the collecting tubule. So nephron and collecting tubule, they are termed as uriniferous tubule. So all the nephron parts plus the end or the terminal part of the nephron, which is not actually the part of nephron, it is the end part, which is called as collecting tubule, is termed as the uriniferous tubule. So this was all for this module, my friends. Here we studied the very important structure, that is the structure of nephron. In the next module, we will study in more detail about the structure of nephron, that is the Malpighian body and the renal tubule. Till that time, take care. Thank you.